For years, Sony photographers have loved this lens. This is the 85 GM F1.4. It's sharp, it's stunning, beautiful bokeh, but now it has a friend. Meet the 85 GM2. One of the first things I notice is how responsive the lens is. It is fast to focus, it nails its subject right away, and when tracking autofocus is going on, it just keeps the subject in focus. And again, we're talking F1.4 and an 85. That's a lot of compression and a very sliver, little tiny depth of field. It kept her, it nailed her, it never let go, and that's really impressive to me. Just the fact that we can keep an 85 in focus without losing it. Now, we are using an A7R5 with its AI focus, and I do love the AI focus. Ask me about the A7C, but I think in conjunction with that lens and one of these AI focusing bodies, it's absolutely impressive. But even on something like a ZV-E1 or the A7 IV, I still found it found the subject, kept them in focus, and didn't let off of them. Quick correction, the A7C I was talking about was the A7C II, not the A7C1. Sue me. The biggest thing I've noticed from putting this on the camera is the weight is so much lighter. It's 20% lighter, so it only weighs 1.4 pounds. Now, yeah, that's still heavy, but that's a lot of glass. But for an 85 F1.4, it's actually pretty light and comfortable to use. 14 elements, 11 groups. We never see it, it's inside this black thing, but it has them, and they're all great. You have extra dispersion glass in here, you have new coatings on these lenses, and it really does help to make the flaring a bit better controlled, and also get that extra bit of sharpness out of this lens, which is really useful on these 61 megapixel sensors. This is now in line with all the other lenses in the G Master series from Sony. So that means new optics, new lens elements, you have new coatings, but you also get better performance out of it thanks to the XD linear motor, which makes it lightning quick, especially for video shooters who are going for fast subjects, think sports like motorbikes. 85s are really popular choices for a short telephoto prime to capture that action. And now you have that ability to keep everything sharp, in focus, and keep that detail level really high, especially on these really high resolution sensors like the 61 megapixel A7R5. Another nice thing about this lens is for video shooters, you're gonna see a lot of improvements here. You're gonna get the faster frame rates that a lot of the newer GM lenses are letting you get, like the 120. You're also going to get the XD linear motors, which are gonna help keep your subjects in focus, which is also a big benefit, and breathing compensation. So you're not gonna see your focal length get kind of funky as the focus happens. It's gonna stay really nice and consistent, and your framing is gonna feel natural. Photo-wise, you're going to see, again, improvements to your autofocus. It's gonna nail that eye faster. It's also a little bit sharper, and that's gonna translate over to getting that extra detail for those large prints. This is a perfect pairing for something like the A7R5 or the A1, where you have those high resolutions, you wanna eke out every ounce of detail. This lens is gonna definitely serve that purpose for you, no problem. So who is an 85 for? That's the number one question you're probably gonna ask. Why buy this over a 50 or something further or something wider? Well, 85s had this beautiful advantage of having basically no distortion or very little distortion, and they have great compression. So that's gonna help keep your subject looking nicer. It's gonna help blur out that background and really isolate them and make them the focal point. They're also popular for a lot of sports, especially indoor sports or close-up sports. Because, well, let's be honest, primes are faster, primes are sharper. So when you have those subjects coming really close to the racetrack, or if you have that volleyball player about to hit that spike, these are really good for when you can't get closer, but you want to keep all that detail. So now we know what this lens does, who is it for, and what makes it so great. We have to talk about price. $17.98, which is actually really good. That's the same price as the original 85 GM1. The best part is, let's say this is a big chunk of money. I understand that, it's okay. You can still get the original GM for $12.98, and that's a steal. Both are great lenses, but there are some benefits here that I think are worth paying for, but if you're on a tighter budget, don't fret. Both are available, both under $2,000 for a high quality professional 85. That's kind of astounding. Let's compare these two now and kind of see what you're getting with both and some of the upgrades you're finding with this one and why this is still a great option. One is ergonomics. This just fits well into the hand. I don't know if you can see the ridges there. These ridges kind of perfectly fall where you hold it, which is nice. Not quite the case on the 85 original, still not an uncomfortable lens, but that is one reason I really like this. In terms of the actual specs and features, you're getting upgrades across the board. You're getting that breathing compensation. You're getting those XD linear motors. You're getting the updated lens element design, the weather sealing, and everything that's expected from the current GM lineup that Sony's been releasing lately. They're all really great lenses. But their old ones aren't dogs either. They're great. It's just a little heavier, and you might be missing some of those newer features. So, hey, you can't go wrong with either. As of for focus on the ZV-E1, and this is going to be true to all of them. Go away, hat. It's great. Everything about this lens is really meeting all the expectations I have for all the latest G series lenses and GM series lenses from Sony. The color, contrast, and sharpness are also fantastic, which I've come to expect from all the latest G and GM series lenses. I'm really impressed with it. In terms of how it's rendering the scene, the background, smooth as butter, my face, sharp as a tack, and it's nailing that eye and making sure that I'm the focus of this subject. What else can you say about it? It's great. It's the literal perfect professional 85. But Sony's been shown that they can make the perfect professional 85, and I'm glad that they're adding the updates that are needed to keep this modern in the modern shooting world. So there you have it. This is the 85 GM2. I love it. The performance is there. You can pre-order it now. It's going to be available September 27th, so pre-order in store. You can pick it up then. And hopefully, we're going to have a few of these available for you to try at our rooftop at the end of this month. So, I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did.